Kangana.
Repeat.
Thank you for being here. That was really inspiring.
And thank you everybody for coming here and inviting me here and giving me this opportunity. I'm Ruchi from India, and I come to you with my own story about my journey to what I have come this far. I want to tell you a story of my home city of Mumbai. Every day I travel by the local train from college to work to meetings. The trains are the arteries of a city of 15 million strong, full of colors, cultures and voices, vendors making a hand-to-mouth existence. 10,000 people migrate to Mumbai city every single day. It is also the largest city in the world, my home for the last 23 years. On 26 July 2005, my city was struck by terrible flooding. I was trying to take the train but ended up stranded for a long time. I had to walk in waist-high water for 5 hours. People suffocated in their vehicles. Animal carcasses floating all around. People held on desperately to what little they could save. I didn't get back home for 5 days. India has been subject to floods for centuries, but lately these floods are happening more and more. People have actually become used to their homes being washed away. This is my story. There are millions of such stories from people all around the world. We are sharing this pain, this common problem, a global problem. My brothers and sisters, I take this opportunity to bring to you a ray of hope of love and peace. We as young people, 3 billion strong, are the global solution and demand real climate justice. We are true martyrs and heroes of our generation and future generations. We are here to support each other in our struggles, to share our stories of success and to engage the leaders of the world to bring about real change. How do you feel if thousands of farmers commit suicide in India due to extreme drought conditions? How does it affect you if Bangladesh and Maldives goes underwater, or an ancient small island civilization ceases to exist? Do you not care if 40% of the world's population loses their water source, the Himalayan glaciers? Will you only be affected when this climate change crisis hits the life of a near and dear one? Back in India, I work with the Indian Youth Climate Network and 350.org. Last year we came as the first Indian youth delegation to COP14. My journey began with the Climate Solutions Road Tour. A bunch of climate crusaders drove down 4,500 kilometers from Chennai to Delhi in electric cars documenting climate solutions. My journey to 24th October, Global Day of Action, was a self-realization process, a vision which created a 350 wave demanding climate action from developed nations. In Kerala, a youth organized a cycle rally all around South India. In Fazilika, on the border of India and Pakistan, school children attempted to fill up their dry water bodies. There were massive protests outside the coal power plants in Bokaro. In Rajasthan, women danced to the rain gods for their graves. They have been facing a drought for almost 2 years. Brothers and sisters, we created history. We, as the global youth, created a revolution. We are creating history. We are coming together in numbers from every race and creed. We have cut through our differences. I have a request for you, dear world leaders. Don't let us down. Please. We elect you because we believe in you. For liberty, fraternity and justice. We still believe in you. We are behind you. We are your support. When I was young, I was taught that my bad actions will backfire on me. Treating Mother Nature with respect will save us from runaway climate change. I understand that it is not easy to strike a deal and come to a consensus. But have you tried really hard enough? Have you the audacity to stand up to your government and push for a climate bill to protect my bleak future? Have you the gumption to lead your people along the higher road to protect their future? Our future. Can you be the nation's hero for your country? A hero to hear millions of us asking for climate action. This time in Copenhagen, we youth stand 2,000 strong. And back home, there are millions front, taking action at home to keep the pressure on. There will be vigils for the survival of all nations in over 100 countries this weekend, showing just how strong this movement is here and everywhere. So, we have traveled thousands of miles to be here. We have saved up for months, working around the year, trying one way or another to collect voices from our region. We have selflessly strived to give and create mass movements in our capacity. We are the human touch, reaching out to vulnerable communities with energy and creativity. Our communities who cannot be here look to tell us their stories, to convey how serious this issue is, and how we are united and determined to bring about climate change. For too long now, these negotiations have been conducted from an adversarial point of view. Dear negotiators and friends, I am going to give you my trust. And all I hope, and the youth, the trust. I trust you to do the right thing by yourself and for all of us. I trust you to live up my home to dream. I trust you to secure my future for our survival. I trust you to view these negotiations not as us versus them, but as we are in this together. This trust is honest, but it is also fragile. Please, please, please don't let us down.